Sir Gregory?
Good day, Louis. I think it would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
How long has our family been in existence?
We have been here since the very beginning.
What do you mean, exactly?
Are you trying to get information from me?
No, not at all. I was just wondering why that particular question seemed to disturb you.
Let us not insist, then. You yourself weren't very convinced by the question, it seems.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand, regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself, is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help, and therefore preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient, and one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by On the other hand, we are eternal. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Yes, I understand, but that's more like tyranny, isn't it?
Well, it's all a question of your point of view. From man's point of view, I can understand how he would have that impression if ever he found out. But don't forget your true nature. From the demon's point of view, in other words, ours, letting man do as he thinks fit would equate to letting him race to his own demise.
But what about man's freedom to choose?
That is man's worst enemy, Louis. Imagine a creature that dies without reaching the age of adulthood. It remains a child. We have to help him, otherwise he will put himself in danger. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons? What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Are you trying to warn me that I'm in danger?
That, Louis, will be up to you to choose. Most of all, make sure you don't pick the wrong side. William has had all the time he needs to think about this. You do not. I'm sorry to say this, but this first choice might well be of capital importance to your future. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
Duke Manuel Godoy. Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Louis, busy as always, I see. How lucky you are. I must admit I'm trying to kill the boredom myself.
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Me? No, nothing at all. And you?
I would like to be able to say yes, but it's been dead quiet. The only one with anything to say is Duke Manuel. But with that accent of his, I don't understand a word he says. It's exasperating.
Right. I've wasted enough time. I'll keep our conversation to myself, Mr. President. Anyway, I must be going now.
See you later, Louis.
Louis, I was sure you would stay. I'm proud of you. You've made the right choice. It took great maturity to forgive your sister as you did.
She brought me up. I realized I owed her a lot.
We all make mistakes, as Sarah well knows.
Why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself. How do you feel?
Hard to say. Quite curious to find out more. My whole way of thinking has been blown apart in just a couple hours.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
I think he's worried about you.
Worried? Marvelous. That's just like him. You know, in a family like ours, we all have a role to play. And his is to worry about everyone else. Let me reassure you, there's no reason for him to worry about me.
And what would my role be in all of this?
That's for you to decide. I'm not trying to force you, Louis. I have high hopes for you, but the decision remains yours to make. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
So that's your project.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas, if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can become someone. Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as workforce. What obscurantism! By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now. Locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives as they really are, without any moral judgment.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the Cultural Revolution that printing brought about.
And what would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way, not only will they become consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today we are wasting too much time. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach, otherwise man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence. But humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are? I understand your goal, but the change you propose is not really a significant one. It is merely more smoke and mirrors.
You must understand that we directly depend on men. Consequently, we have to do our utmost to help them progress and to prevent them from killing each other.
What proves that men are unable to evolve without our control?
Look at history. Every time man tries to act on his own, he creates more problems than solutions. You will understand better after a few centuries. Our family clings to its privileges and to the past, and that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know you. True nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Like a wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing. This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Okay,
let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first.
Алло, братишка, блядь. Я вернулся, блядь. Мамка просто, блядь. Да, это потому что я тут видеозвонки, блядь, ебучий интернет жрут непомерно. Стримами налагал, да? А. Ну это, блядь. Ладно, все, да, это просто у мамки там, там у деда телек, и он почему-то сам включает режим магазина. Он просто, дед смотрит футбол, а у деда, блядь, поверх по футболу периодически выпрыгивает, мол, объемный звук, реклама там, либо еще какое-то говно. И я там раз в 3 месяца у них какое-то случается это говно, и я периодически им это объясняю, как это отключить.
Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
Короче, он хочет, чтобы я вселился в священника, и от лица священника сообщил папе римскому, блядь, что мы хуесосим. Ладно, я промолчу, короче, я не буду возмущаться.
Here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes.
Во-во-во, да, подыгрываем пока.
And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes. You're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and his psyche. Make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaggi had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope...
Алло. Окей. Это мои настройки, скорее всего, а не твои. Все, можешь просто забить, да. Окей. Окей. Хорошо. Угу. Да, дома ходит тут. Так это я фоткал их, да. Тогда. Все, давай. Давай.
That
Да,
whatever happens to
опять
the
мамка звонила.
conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaggi's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right. I'll take care of it.
Короче, нужно сделать подставу с письмом. Я хочу в конце его завалить, братан, понимаешь? Не полиция, я хочу в последний момент просто это. Нож в спину. И
Please
всех убить.
don't hold it against me, but I would like to be alone for a while.
Короче, Вашингтон, они реально то ли в бошку к нему залезли, то ли что. Он реально как зомби что-то стоит, там то картины разглядывает, то еще что. Он какой-то потерянный, мне его жалко прям.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner.
Ну вот это, так это мне вот сейчас нужно пойти и влезть в священника.
Why is his study in such a mess? Looks like Volner's planning something.
Бля, где здесь беспорядок? Молоток
Look,
огромный.
a blotter. And apparently it's been used recently. I wonder what Volner was going to write. It's smudged. It's not all legible. I can make out the signature though and leave as if planned It's illegible. Let's see if I can find a solution in Volner's things here. Given his interest in alchemy, I wouldn't be surprised if I found something that revealed what's written somewhere in his room.
Ну, прикольно. Я мог просто мимо пробежать, видишь, зашел это.
What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted. Looks a lot like straw, and he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. I've seen occult inscriptions like this before. They're not very common. As a matter of fact, I've only seen them once before, around the Lock of Al-Azif. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. Golden elixir.
Let's see. A simple toiletry case? Never mind.
Just clothes.
Так, я, блядь, что-то не понял.
A chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Volner.
Ну, там мед есть.
I should find something to help reveal the traces of ink on the blotter. I have to find some ammonium sulfide if I want to make the text appear by capillary action. Perfect. Here's some. Yes, it worked. Now I can see it.
Sir Gregory, I'll leave Al-Azif at the landing stage at the appropriate time. Yours truly, Johann von Volner.
This is child's play.
Получается, тупо разъебал парнишу. Так-то. Не зря в его комнату заглянули. Только смысл-то в чем? Мне нужно идти искать этот Ализиф или нет? Сейчас. Меня выпустят на улицу сейчас или нет, интересно.
Looks like the barrel's been broken for quite some time.
Я почему там в начале игры, блядь, лом какой-то взял же. Он пропал, правда, из инвентаря. Ну нахуя я его брал тогда? Я помню. Какой-то железный пруд, блядь. Что? Точняк. Где это все? Я проебал какие-то возможности или что? Ну, просто мед, блядь. Окей. Сожрем. Вон, там же, блядь, спрятано что-то под полом. Почему я не могу это активировать? Вон, я вижу, блядь, книга спрятана под доской. Я помню, что я вначале, мне не хватило ловкости, чтобы ее вскрыть. Ну так сейчас, почему бы и нет? Почему вы мне не даете, блядь, сейчас ее вскрыть? Блядь, ну что это за говнище? Я помню, я подходил сюда, он сказал, типа, что что-то там это... У него там то ли у меня очков не хватило, то ли навыка не хватило. Вон там какой-то манускрипт лежит и еще что-то. В чем проблема мне сейчас-то дать, блядь? Охуеть. Хорошая игра. С учетом того, что тут бэктрекинг есть и прочее говно, ты можешь всегда вернуться назад.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any. Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time. A lantern. Nothing special.
Да, это самое начало игры. Тут реально в самом начале игры можно было хоботнуть себе этот... Книжку еще одну, да. Так причем я сейчас письмо вычитал, в письме написано, что... Ну там у нас же даже проваленная была миссия одна, что я нашел не все мамины подсказки, и я не нашел манускрипт. И вот он лежит, бля, я его сейчас нашел, почему я не могу его вскрыть? Что за говнина? И даже сейчас мне этот, ну я нашел это письмо, где сказано, что этот фон Вельнер спрятал на пристани а-ля Зифа этот книжку, которую мы, собственно-то, и искали все это время, там ее мамка спрятала, и из-за этого вообще тут... Где... Вот я не понимаю, он говорит, типа, бочка разломана, где? Я не вижу, она целая, блядь. Да, вообще залупа какая-то, блин. Вот вначале мы нашли коробку. Тут, блядь, столько бесполезной хуйни какой-то. Точно так же, вот как здесь. Мы там этот исследовали порох, тратили очки действия. Зачем? Это вообще ни к чему не привело. Двери эту Ой, блядь. Ладно. Так, тут что у меня? О, монета, блядь. Окей. Что-то у меня тильт сейчас вообще прям. Ну вот, он оставил сверток на причале. Где?
barrel's been broken for quite some time. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any. A lantern. Nothing special.
Бля, ну это вообще тильт просто. Ну это я, блядь, тильтую, что я не смог книжку эту забрать уже после того, как, ну, я ее вначале пропустил. Потом я нашел письмо, что они этот фолиант спрятали где-то на причале. Может, это он его моей маме писал давно, но там написано, что его прервали. И он в спешке это все. То есть это где-то сейчас происходит. Где именно, непонятно. Я вышел на причал, все обыскал, ничего нет. Получается тильт?
Monsieur Johann van Vulner. President George Washington.
My dear George, I'd like to invite...
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Ah, well, Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first.
It's nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to concentrate.
I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence.
Так, где этот, блядь, Джузеппе? Он слаб к манипулированию, устойчив к эрудиции.
I wanted to thank you for your help. I mean, for your time talking to me about the Holy Lance.
Oh, and did you find it? It's the crusade of a lifetime for some people, Louis. You are searching for another holy grail.
You're nearly there. Link into his thoughts.
Does it annoy you at all?
But what on earth is he trying to get at? Why do you ask, Louis? I don't follow.
For the glory, Your Eminence.
I can feel it coming. It's working.
What insolence? Why, really? I am a man of the church, Louis. May God keep me from such ambitions.
Right. Let me in, Your Eminence.
Why?
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right. This is just crazy. I can't believe it. Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me. Right. Well, it's time I got started. Let's see what I can find here to help me write that letter. I have no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different.
Дорогой Джузеппе, здоровье не позволяет мне принять приглашение сэра Грегори и посетить собрание лорда Мортимера. Буду благодарен, если вы меня замените. Прошу засвидетельствовать мое почтение им обоим и передать сэру Грегори, что мы исправно следуем его советам насчет нашего знакомого кардинала-епископа Кьярмонти. Я уже это читал. Прошу вас ставить печать с моим девизом вместо своей личной печати, когда пишете ко мне. Так, значит, печать с моим девизом вместо вашей личной. Это пишет Папа Римский мне. То есть я должен поставить печать Папы Римского. 31-го. Так, ГДЖ, ГХФДЖ. Good job. Что-нибудь еще. Причем внизу совсем другие буквы написаны. Написаны что-то EH, HB, CF. Не то, что в письме было, блядь. А, нет, это на другом письме. Вот. Дорогой Джузеппе, еще раз благодарю за то, что согласились представлять Ватикану у лорда Мортимера. Надеюсь, ваше путешествие прошло хорошо, несмотря на то, что пришлось пересекать охваченную волнениями Францию. На нас возложена большая ответственность. Мой друг, да хранит вас Господь. Джованни Анджелико Браски. EHHBCF. Угу.
Giustizia, misericordia e umiltà. Boy, I gotta brush up my... I think it's in Italian. Justice, mercy, and humility.
In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it. And I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini. And I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini.
Короче, папину печать мы разберем.
On it is written, Flore in Domo Domini.
Вот это она. Это...
Right. Well, let's start writing. Lord Mortimer asked me to discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his
Ну да, я пока что разобрался с
Your
печатью.
Holiness, thank you for your trust.
О, я могу в письме в своем очернить Холма, очернить Мортимера или очернить обоих. Ну, Мортимер-то хочет, чтобы я очернил Холма. И он попросил принести ему письмо. То есть он его вскроет и прочитает стопудово. Поэтому если я сейчас очерню Мортимера, он выпалит это. А мы не хотим заранее. Я хочу в последний момент ему нож в спину всунуть. Бля, так может все-таки очернить его тогда получается? Не, я... Ну давай, короче. Не, братан, смотри, тут, видишь, тут там вся идея в голосовании. Все должны проголосовать за, в этом и смысл. Если у меня будет в конце, если мне дадут вариант голосовать, я скажу нет. Единственное, что, тогда получается, что, по сути, его брат выиграет, а его брат то еще больше хуесос, чем он, понимаешь?
It turns out, now that I'm here, that I find Lord Mortimer's projects grant us many more advantages.
Не, братан, пока терпим.
We are talking about the future of the Holy See. There. That should be enough to justify the change.
Не, братик, мы затаились. Мы до последнего сидим, типа на...
There's a kind of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo. I guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Это код, он, короче, дату шифрует с помощью татуировки секретный код. Смотри, 12. Ну, короче, 1 это... Вверху 1 это G, а внизу 1 это H. Не понимаю, в чем смысл. Ладно, мы сейчас это... Мы сейчас вот так сделаем, вот так вот.
letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number
Ну,
shown in
это
the middle.
типа, скажем так, Ватикан поймет, что письмо поддельное.
Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
А, все. Руку покажи. Так, они, короче. Угу.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Так, сегодня 24. Значит, смотри, когда у нас было 31 число, буква I. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Все, и A, B, C, D, E, F, G нет. Ты да, блядь, подожди. Хорошо, 17. У нас буква... Блять, я не могу понять там на складке, это F или это E, блять. Слева, рядом с 17, под H. Это E, блять, скорее всего. H, I, J, да? B, C, E, F, G. Да, я понимаю, я не понимаю... А, блядь, там 0 есть. Все, там 0. Значит так, 17. 0 это E. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. H, I. Блядь, тогда не сходится. Если на 31 0 это было бы I. 1 J, K.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Ну смотри, A, B, C, D, E. Это 0. F, G, H. А почему B это 7, блядь?
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date,
В
2
смысле
just
стрима
below
нет?
the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Подожди, я пойду. Успокой собаку. А, F-фон справа, все это точно я. Сердце красавицы склонно к измене и к перемене. Раз, два, три. Раз, два. Так, я принес ручку и листик. Сейчас у нас, блядь, будет интересная игра. Так, рисуем кружочек. Да, братан. Так а что делать, блядь, если? Рисуем звезду в середине. Звезда у нас имеет 17, 10, 3, 31 и 24. Буквы мы имеем. А, причем тут буквы еще некоторые на цифры не попадают. F между ними I. G между ними J. B на десятку D. C, E на 17. H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Там Саня пылесос мне показалось, это у меня плойка, блядь, так это начало шуметь. Я уже охуел на секундочку. Так. Значит, дальше. 31. В 31, когда у нас день, 31. Это буква I. А 31 у нас получается 12-го 1792. Это какие буквы? J, J, G, J, G, H, G, H, F, J. Все буквы отсюда. Так, если у нас I, G, H, F. Блять. Ну-ка. Так, у нас... Нет, нихуя, братан. C, D, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, A, B, C, D, E, F. Спасибоньки. А можно мне еще аэрофлотскую конфетку? Ой, спасибо. А, блять, все, сука, я дебил. Я понял. Да? Джей, ну-ка. Б, Д, С, Е, H, A, F. Вот так вот. Так, хорошо. Дай-ка я второй код не подсматривай сам. Сначала составляю, потом, значит, у нас 01, 1793. Ну-ка. 01, 1793. И там у нас 17 число. Значит, 17 это Е. А, ну тут вот 0. Ай, все, блядь, все. Ну теперь получается 0 это Е. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Значит, Е, H, A, F, I, G, J, B, D, C. И год у нас 01. Значит, 01 получится I, Е. Е, H, потом 1H, 7, B, 9, C, 3, F. HB, C... Бля, братан! Тупо разъебал, блядь. Хорошо. 24-е. Да. Бля, братик, ну, во-первых... Бля, братик, во-первых, собак пошел успокоил. Во-вторых, тут, блядь, все случилось. В-третьих, сложный пароль, блядь. Ну, что поделать? 24, 24, значит, первая цифра А. Точнее, 0А будет. Но так и пишем. Сука, ручка еще не пишет, блядь. Ладно, блядь, но 0 это А, похуй. Считаем тогда, блядь. Начинаем. А.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
А, блядь. Потом 1. F.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Опять F.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. С.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
9, 7, 8, 9. H.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
0, 1, 2, 3. Г.
Today is the 24/01/1793.
Закончить письмо, братан, блядь. Ну, братик, блядь, а что поделать? Ну.
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it. That's all I need.
Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi? The old goat is going to drop us. It's a lousy turncoat. Well, he'd better not tell me he just fell asleep.
Calm down now. Monsieur de Richet came to see me because he was having anxiety attacks and wanted something to help him relax. I'm afraid I've been a little heavy-handed.
You can say that again.
I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is. And there he stays. The perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him. Can you keep a secret?
Of course, my son. Would you like to tell me under the confidentiality of confession?
Ah, don't talk rubbish. I don't trust the little runt because he is Mortimer's son. Would you believe it?
How does he know?
Dear God, how is that possible? I am flabbergasted.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just turn away and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he? The slime bag. He works for Mortimer. Good thing I already tried to warn Gregory.
I am certain that Sir Gregory would be opposed.
You know nothing. I know Sir Gregory better
That's
than...
against the rules of the conference, Monsieur von Volna. I refuse to go against Sir Gregory.
Right.
Monsieur von Volna, I always act in the best interest of all. I assure you.
Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
You must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course of action.
No one's asking you to help me do it. He is capable of reporting me to Sir Gregory. I'm really risking my neck here.
If you lay a finger on him, I'll denounce you to Sir Gregory. I'm warning you.
You old weasel! Very well, Piaggi, you win.
I refuse to let you do the first thing that comes into your head.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Right. Time for me to get back in my body. Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Huh, that's me.
Ну, тот чувак убить меня хотел. Пока я сплю. Ну, который ворвался в комнату.
Duke Manuel
Да.
Godoy.
Ну, он узнал, что я сын типа Мортимера. Ну, они ж против него, они из-за этого напомаженного пидора. Ну, типа того, да. По крайней мере, на поверхности. Возможно, там какой-то есть еще подтекст этой всей хуйни, но на поверхности пока что вот да. Не, нихуя. Он слишком дерзко себя ведет, как для того, кто хочет на покой уйти. Вряд ли. В столовой мне нужно встретить. Вряд ли он знает, что мы демоны. Он знает, что мы... Ну, типа, видишь, узнал, что... Ой, блядь. Сейчас я с Wi-Fi слезу. Сейчас, подожди, мне тут по поработке написали слегонца. Это и есть такое, да. Так, мне тут писал, короче, блядь, чувак в саппорте, что-то там ему нужно было. А потом, видимо, удалил, потому что он мне в личку писал. Так, кармелитская вода. Что, ты Сереже пишешь? Передай ему привет, блядь. И маме его, блядь. Да, и там это. У них там второй медовый месяц, блядь. Дома никуда, блядь, не надо. Блядь, просто кармелитской воды нахуй на всю ебало.
The Song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near. His brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything.
So, Louis, what was your first time like? Bewildering, isn't it?
Here's your letter. I have to admit, the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Everything went as planned. I didn't encounter any particular difficulties.
Well done, you. On my first try, well, it took me 3 goes. But you did it. Gregory, what can I do for you?
I've just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your own choices, William. I would like the same for him, too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother, Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
Don't listen to him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity. Through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Open your eyes, for crying out loud. His whole system has become outdated, and he's too old to see it. He will lead us to our demise.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
How dare you? You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bit you on the nose, you still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry for you.
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William. When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it does.
You came here to warn me, sir.
No, to advise you.
Advise me against my father. Why?
I think you are capable of deciding for...
You haven't answered my question. Why warn me against my father? What are you afraid he will do to me?
Well, I wouldn't want him to lead you into... I don't know what absurd adventure in which...
You act as though I were in danger.
I agree with Louis, Gregory. You're trying to pass me off as a villain about to devour him.
That's not funny, William. I won't let him follow you.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's time for things to change. I acknowledge Father has done many good things for humanity, but his time is over, and now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
On the contrary.
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you in different circumstances.
There you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now. If you follow William, he will drag you down with him. If on the other hand, you support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That is their true face.
Right. Before I answer, well, I'd better think it over very carefully. Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human? I was born a man. I grew up as such. Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference. I refuse to let them manipulate humanity the way they do. They're gonna ask me to choose between them. I'll just have to go with the lesser evil of the two. But they better not count on me to keep my word. I'll bring them all down.
So? What do you choose, Louis?
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Please, don't take offense, but I just can't turn my back on him. That said, if he turns his back on me, I won't be slow in sticking a dagger between his shoulder blades.
It's time we finished what we started, brother. The final vote of the conference over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours. I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close the debate.
That's precisely what I was going to suggest.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
Do you really think we have a chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is?
You. My friends, prepare yourselves. The conference is about to resume. The time has come to lay down all our cards. now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts.
You take care of getting the lands. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
She has to pay for all the harm she's done to me.
Meanwhile, let us remain on our guard against any last-minute surprises. I know my brother well. He never prepares for war if he has no chance of winning.
Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good, you know.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
Don't make me your competition, de Richet. You are no match.
Trust yourself. It's all already in there. Dear friends, I'd like to thank you for your continued trust and confidence. I admit that during these past few days, there has been much upheaval. I understand you've all been affected by this. Nevertheless, the world doesn't stop turning, and we are in fact on the verge of reshaping the modern world.
That is what we are all here for, my lord.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Monsieur Bonaparte. Now you all know what we have to do. I cannot warn you strongly enough. If one of Sir Gregory's guests asks to speak with you, remain on your guard. It is highly likely that he will try to rally as many supporters to his cause as he can.
Don't worry, William. We are all here to support your project through to its conclusion.
Thank you, George. Now, please, go and get some rest before the conference begins, which won't be long now. Louis, stay with me a moment, won't you? I'll be needing your services in a certain matter.
Yes, of course. What's the matter?
Louis, you are the only one here who I totally trust. It is very likely that Gregory will take possession of some of the members of our team. I shall keep them in check over the next few hours. However, I'll need you to... how can I say this? To persuade the members of Gregory's group.
What do you mean by that exactly?
You'll have free rein, my son. Persuade all of them. Use every possible means imaginable. But no physical violence. Let's be very, very clear about that. You must bring them all over to our side. One after the other. You can do this. I know it.
Very well, Father.
Now go, and come back and see me once you've finished.
I'll be off then.
So, go and take care of your mission, and come back and see me once you've accomplished it, Louis.
Devil's Thorn.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Ce Jacques Perru. Ce Jacques Perru. Dear Monsieur
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Emily?
Come in, Louis.
You're not alone.
I've inherited one of Mortimer's personal guards because he's worried about my health. But don't worry, we can talk. All the servants dressed in black are deaf and dumb. You wanted to speak to me.
Yes.
I know you told me the truth about Mortimer and Holm. I know they are demons.
That's not all.
Go on.
I'm like them, Emily. I'm also a demon.
I know.
What? How do you know?
Sir Gregory came to speak to me earlier, at great length. I'm his niece, Louis. I'm Mortimer's child, too.
You're my sister?
Surprise!
I have a sister?
That's right. And I have a brother.
I didn't see that one coming. And did you manage to speak to Mortimer?
One moment. I'd rather continue our discussion away from any curious eyes. Follow me next door, please. You wanted to know if we spoke. Well, let's just say he didn't stick around long, but yes, I can definitely say we spoke.
And did he go all right? I imagine you spoke about yourselves.
He confirmed what Sir Gregory told me, that he really is my father. That he didn't know I was his daughter until a short while ago.
And, well, how are you? Did you take it all right?
To be honest, I don't know. I feel like I've lost all my bearings.
And what about me then?
Do you trust him?
I don't know. It's hard to say. He's our father. He has started to initiate me, and he's been pretty fair so far. Now, that said, you can't say he's gone about gaining my trust in the best possible way. What about you? What do you think of him?
Honestly, I no longer know who to believe. The only one I really trust is you. So, I shall follow you this time.
So, I can count on you for the conference vote then, right?
You can. I shall support Mortimer's project.
Perfect. Anyway, I won't keep you any longer. See you later for the vote.
Yes. See you later.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister
Dear
of the United...
Gregory.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
You should get ready for the conference, Louis. Dear E, I received...
Duke Manuel Godoy. Duke Manuel,
De Richet.
I'm delighted to see you're standing by Lord Mortimer.
One cannot say that the situation is altogether reassuring, but I must admit, he does know what he's doing. Something tells me I've made the right choice. So, to thank you for persuading me to join you, what would you say to a nice piece of amber? I am given to understand that you collect it?
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Don't mention it to Isa. It is the least I can do. Good. See you at the vote.
I'll see you later then.
Right. Godoy is on board.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Huh, that's me. Duke Manuel Godoy. Huh, that's me. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Your Eminence, would you have a moment?
I shouldn't really, Louis, as you can imagine.
Rest assured, I've come just as a friend.
All right then, Louis. But be quick.
Thank you, Your Eminence.
It's got nothing to do with it, but... You didn't come and see me in my room a few hours ago, did you?
Does he remember anything? Oh no. No, I'm sorry. You must be mistaken. I've been speaking to Lord Mortimer in his study.
I must have dreamed it then. It seems so real.
Don't blame yourself, Your Eminence. We're all exhausted. I can assure you of that.
That's very kind of you, Louis. I don't know what's wrong with me at the moment, but I feel rather fragile.
Poor man seems terrified. It'd be a good idea if I reassured him a little before trying to get him to change sides.
Oh, what did you want from me exactly? It was so real. I don't understand it. Oh, Lord. Are you going to test me again?
Tell me, Your Eminence, do you know anything about symbols and dreams?
Come, Louis. The scriptural law rejects all divination through dreams. You ought to know that.
Of course, I wasn't suggesting that these visions were messages from God, Your Eminence. But it might be that when we rest, our mind imagines situations based on things that left an impression on it. Take your dream, for example. What did it speak of?
I'm not sure that I can speak about it.
Don't worry, Your Eminence. There's no one else here but me.
Well, I was right here, in my room, and you came to see me. Then it all became confusing. I know that Mr. von Wollner was here too. No, it's not possible.
What was he doing?
He tried to harm you.
Damn it. He does have memories of what happened. Your Eminence, you have no reason to worry, because I'm right here in front of you, in perfect health.
Yes. Yes, you are right.
You're probably just a little tired. Overworked, that's all.
That's it. Just a bit tired. Anyway, thank you for listening. Please excuse me, Louis, if I've wasted your time. You came to see me about the conference, I imagine. And here I go rambling on about I don't know what nonsense.
No need to apologize, Your Eminence. Think nothing of it.
What did you want to speak to me about?
Right. It's now or never to get him to change his mind.
Dear Lord, don't abandon me. I am your humble servant. Show me the way.
I must admit that opposing you pains me, and it pains Lord Mortimer a great deal as well.
I can well imagine. You should know that I am not happy about it either.
He's an upright man who, like yourself, spends his time helping others and doing good around him. But you know that better than I do.
I owe him a lot, you know.
Your Eminence, if you feel you owe him something, let me tell you it's not too late to show it.
It's thanks to him that I took the Holy Orders. We met when I was very young, here, on this island. After our encounter, I had the firm conviction that my duty was to take the Holy Orders. To tell you the truth, I owe him everything.
Have you ever thanked him for it?
Never. You must find me ungrateful.
I would never dare, Your Eminence.
You came to persuade me to join him, didn't you?
I don't have that power, but I do sincerely believe that Lord Mortimer serves a righteous cause.
You are an angel who brings peace to the soul, my son.
Listen to your heart, Your Eminence.
You are right. To hell with all this political manipulation. Yes, I must listen to my conscience.
Yes, listen to that little voice in your head. What does it say?
Yes, Louis. I will vote for William's project. I will follow you.
I'm sure it will mean a great deal to Lord Mortimer, Your Eminence.
Once again, thank you, my son. Please leave me now. I must pray.
Of course, Your Eminence. I'll be on my way now. President George Washington. Monsieur Johann van Volner. Golden elixir.
talk to von Wohner. Blast it. Holm is with him. Gentlemen.
Louis! I'm sorry, but we're waiting for Duke Manuel. If you wouldn't mind leaving us, I should think you already have enough to do as it is.
Very well. I didn't mean to disturb you. They're waiting for Duke Manuel. No doubt to make him change sides. All right. If they want him, then they'll get him. Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte. Dear Monsieur, I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. Monsieur Johann van Wollner. President George Washington. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Huh, that's me. Duke Manuel Godoy.
Yes, monsieur. Is there something you wanted to add?
Concentrate. I need...
you to listen carefully to what I have to say, Godoy.
I am all ears.
Louis, push. I need you to do me a little favor.
It's working, that's it, Louis. Get in his head.
Oh, dear. What is happening to me? I do not feel very well.
I need your help, sir.
Get in his head. Oh, perfect.
Thank you, monsieur. I'm sure I'll know how to take full advantage of your vessel, now that I am Manuel.
Duke Manuel, here you are at last.
Sir Gregory, Mr. von Wollner.
Thank you for agreeing to this meeting. I shan't beat about the bush, my friend. I was very disappointed by your behavior. I had thought you more loyal. Consequently, my affection for you leads me to ask you to reconsider one last time.
I've already reconsidered it, Sir Gregory. I shall be loyal to you when it comes to the vote. Have no doubt about it.
Excellent news indeed, my friend. Did you hear, Johann?
Yes, and it comes at a most timely moment. I anticipate an overwhelming victory.
It goes without saying to keep it to yourself. I would like to give William a nice surprise.
Whatever you say.
I'll leave you with Johann a while. I still have a few things to settle. I shan't be long.
See you later, Sir Gregory.
Oh, Godoy. Come over here. I'm warming myself up. I had the misfortune to step outside and I'm frozen solid.
I wonder what he was doing outside.
Mr. von Wollner, I wanted to speak to you. I'd like to make you an offer you can't refuse.
I'm all ears.
Now, we don't have much time, so here it is. You will vote for Mortimer.
What a strange idea, Godoy. You are being ridiculous. Tell me now, why would I do that? Damn traitor is about to drop us.
Sir Gregory has been taking us for a ride right from the start. When it comes to this operation, he isn't championing the interests of our respective nations. All he cares about is beating Lord Mortimer at his own game.
Oh, come, Manuel. Where are you getting this from?
Name me even one decision by Sir Gregory that was in favor of Prussia.
My God, man. I didn't know you were so excessive.
You don't want to answer?
I will. Just let me think.
You're pinned down. You will only get mere crumbs out of Poland. It will go to Russia. And I hope you're ready for a global war, because I doubt France will agree to our coalition.
True. Said like that. I don't know.
I'm not criticizing. I'm in the same boat as you. Spain will docilely follow Holm without getting anything in return.
You are wasting your time, Duke Manuel. You know nothing about me, and your attempts to manipulate me have no effect. You behave as though we were close. Yet ever since you arrived, you've only been interested in your own little self.
Don't say that, Johann. We may not be friends, but we are allies.
Is that so? And what do you know about me, exactly? If he knew I was Gregory's son, he wouldn't try it on like this.
About you? Next to nothing. Except that you happen to be Sir Gregory Holmes' son, right?
What? What do you mean? But,
Now I'm starting to be of interest to you, no?
I've never spoken to anyone about that.
Quite surprising, isn't it? You see, I'm full of surprises. In short, whether he's your father or not makes no real difference to me.
Speak for yourself.
Come on, Johan. Don't make me laugh. He has never thought of you as his son. I'd wager that you'd always hoped he would one day, even though he treated you like a master treats a useful slave. He is at best a mentor. Stop me if I'm wrong.
But, tell me, why do you want to follow Mortimer all of a sudden?
Mortimer is planning something. We don't know everything. He must have something up his sleeve to be so confident.
Ah, really? And what do you think that might be? How the devil did he find out that I'm Holmes's son?
All of this is just a show. He has contacted all those we represent.
What do you mean?
That everything is already decided in higher spheres. William Frederick, the King of Spain, the Pope, William Pitt.
I don't understand.
Lord Mortimer has invited those who work in the wings of power to take a hand in swaying the decisions of those who actually hold it. Everything is already played out. He has already won.
How is this possible?
We've all underestimated him.
He's fooled us. We're done for.
Look, it all hinges on the next few hours, Johann.
I hear everything you're saying, but there is no chance that Mortimer can make us all change sides. That is why Sir Gregory can but win. You understand?
Think again. It's already too late.
I'm getting a bad feeling.
Now, you're the last one left. Your loyalty toward Gregory is honorable, but no longer makes any sense. If you don't change your mind, you'll be venturing into dangerous waters for no valid reason.
Unless it's to win.
Yes, but at what price? Think of all those who will be hostile toward you afterwards. Just think about it rationally a minute. Prussia has nothing directly at stake, so why put your position or your life in the balance?
I hear you. Honestly, betraying Gregory is... well, it's unthinkable. Unless I simply don't have any choice.
Yes, he's finally cracked.
Thank you for warning me.
You're welcome. There is nothing more natural between allies. I did what I could. Now, it's up to you. As for me, I'll vote for Mortimer. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
Good. I mustn't lose too much time.
See you later, my Lord Duke. Have a nice rest.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough. A sack of seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any. What is...
Yes! Yes! At last I found it! Al-Azif! Well, you gotta admit, you did give us a run for our money.
Huh? A page has been torn out. Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time. Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Duke Manuel Godoy. Huh, that's me.
Louis, there you are. Well, tell me, how did it go?
I did my best.
Whom did you manage to persuade?
Well, there's no point in wasting any time. I'm proud to report they've all come over to our side.
Ha ha, Louis, I'm impressed. I was sure you'd succeed. I'm proud of you, my son. Even Johann? How did you manage to do it?
A magician never reveals his tricks.
And right you are. And you should be proud. You've earned that right. Son, you've accomplished a veritable tour de force. I couldn't have done better myself. Now we are ready. The conference may begin. Assemble everyone in the conference room. Meet me there and let's get it over with. My friends, here we are at last, gathered together to close this conference. I would first of all like to thank you all for making the time to be here and lend your services. Gregory, I believe I may speak for both of us when I say that we are honored by your presence here.
You are perfectly right to do so, William. Thank you for putting your faith in us and for coming here to participate in this conference. Thank you for helping us to make the best decisions. And I especially want to thank you, William, for perfectly hosting us at your home during these past several days.
I'm not sure all the guests would agree to that. In any case, Holm doesn't seem to be himself.
Good. I think we can begin. You will vote in turn on the question that interests us today. Are you for or against the transfer of ownership of Louisiana from Spain to France? Monsieur de Richet?